Hello, my name is Madeline, and welcome to this yoga class for the feet and ankles. So the feet and ankles really are not areas that get a lot of love. They can be super sensitive, especially from walking around in shoes all day. So this will be really great to just open up those areas of the body, as well as we'll do some hip work and some just general lower body stuff as well. So to get started, we'll do a tiny bit of movement just to open up the body a little bit. We're going to do some seated cat-cows. Before we get into that, if you like to use props in your practice, I definitely would recommend a block and a blanket maybe for this class, but if you don't have one, it's all good. So let's get into those seated cat-cows. You can place your hands on your knees. Then as you inhale, begin to arch the spine forward, looking up towards the sky. And rounding the back as you exhale. And you can continue like this, or make any kind of fluid movement that feels good in the body. So maybe you want to make some circles. Maybe you want to do a couple of twists. Just listening to whatever the body is needing today. And once you've finished with your movement, no rush at all, just returning back to stillness at center. And we're going to start from the ground up, which means we're going to start with a toe squat. So you can come onto your heels here, and you might want to grab a block for this if you have one. And then begin to tuck the toes underneath your seat, so you're sitting on top of your heels. And this can be super intense, so if you have a block, you might want to place those knees on a block if that feels better. And if none of that feels good, it's okay to just sit up on your heels like this. You'll still be getting a bit of an opening in the foot. So just listening to what feels right. We really don't get into this area much, so it's definitely intense. So while here, try to focus on the breathing as opposed to the intensity of the pose. And take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here, finding your edge. And take one last deep breath. And then slowly let it go. Be really gentle here, removing the block if you were using one. And just coming forward onto your hands. And really gently tapping out those feet a little bit. Should feel really good. And then start to crawl back, sitting up onto your heels again. And from here, we're going to move into an ankle stretch. So you're in this sitting position, sitting up on your heels. You might want to grab a blanket to place underneath the ankles just to have some more padding. And whenever you're ready, start to place your hands on your knees and then just start to lean back. So you're getting a really nice opening in the ankles, and you don't have to go super high up. This one is very intense too, which is why a blanket could be nice. But you're really stretching the ankles here. And again, try to focus on the breathing as opposed to the potential discomfort. It'll feel really good once you're done. Remembering the deep breaths. I'll just take a couple more breaths here. One last breath. And really slowly let it go. Again, you can come forward onto those hands and maybe you want to tap those feet out a little bit. So those feet and ankles should definitely be feeling a lot more open. And then coming back to pause at center. And from here, you can take a couple of cat-cows, or again, go for any kind of movement in the body that feels nice. Just letting that all go. And once you're finished with that movement, coming back to your neutral tabletop, and we're going to make our way into a squat pose. So you can start to bring those feet wide and then start to sit in between the feet. Option again, if you have a block, you can always bring it underneath you to sit up on top of. It makes it a little bit more accessible. In either way, start to bring the hands together for a prayer position in front of you. So you're really pressing those elbows and those arms into the insides of the knees. So this nice deep hip opening will translate well down towards the feet. So you're still kind of getting an opening in the backs of those ankles here. Again, focusing on your deep breathing. And just a few more breaths in squat. And from squat, we're going to transition into a dangling pose. I might be a little off camera since I'm working with a limited apartment space, but dangling is essentially a forward fold. So Whenever you're ready, you can start to let that go. Lift the hips up towards the sky. And fold forward over those legs. You might want to grab opposite elbows here. That can feel really nice. Otherwise, you can let the arms and the hands just drape down to the mat. An option to bend those knees as much as you like. Should feel really great after that squat position. Also a nice opening for the calves and the back of the legs. And try to let all the tension roll off the back. Really soften the body here. And just a couple more breaths in dangling. And take one last deep breath here. If you have hold of opposite elbows, begin to slowly release that. We'll all come back down onto our knees now. Reach the legs out in front. So with the legs out in front of you, you can shake them out a little bit, let all of that go. And then come back to stillness once again. And from here, we're going to move into half saddle. So again, this is maybe where you want to grab a blanket to go underneath the foot. And whenever you're ready, you can start to bend at the knee. Try to keep those two knees in line. And then have the front of the foot pressing down on the mat. So you can either have that foot outside of your seat or you can be sitting on top of it, just whatever feels best for your body. So again, we're getting into the ankles here. And if you want to stay upright like this, that's great. That's a really nice stretch. If you'd like to go a little further, you can start to come down onto your forearms. And if you want even more, you can come down all the way onto your back and maybe reach opposite elbows up above the head. So really just finding whatever position feels best for you. Opening up those quads as well. Remembering your deep breathing. And just a couple more breaths in half saddle. Take one last deep breath. If you're on your back, beginning to slowly press back up onto the forearms, and from the forearms back up onto the hands. And really gently release that right leg. Might be feeling a little sensitive. And from here, you can shake those legs out again. Maybe you want a windshield wiper just to get into the spine a little bit. Rocking those knees from side to side. And then return back to center. And you know where we're going. We're going to do that on the other side. So this time, bending at the left knee. And again, trying to keep it in line with the right. And so that top of the foot is pressing down on the mat, either outside of your seat or beneath you. And you can stay up like this. That's great. If you want to go further, coming back down onto your forearms or down onto your backs. And knowing that each side can look and feel different. And again, trying to breathe deeply. And take one last deep breath here in half saddle. And start to slowly come out and up, coming up onto the forearms and then the hands if you're on your back. No rush at all. And really gently straightening that left leg out in front of you. And shaking those legs a bit if that feels nice. And then returning back to center again with those legs still out long. And we're going to move into a caterpillar pose. So you can bend the knees as much as you like here. The deeper your knees are bent, the more of a lower back stretch it'll be. The straighter your legs, the more of a hamstring stretch it'll be. So it's really up to you and what you're feeling today. And whenever you're ready, reach those arms up to the sky and start to bend over those legs. Nice forward fold to counter all of that. Really try to soften the spine here, let the head drop. imagine the breath moving all the way up and down the spine. And take one more deep breath in caterpillar. And slowly start to roll up, no rush at all. This time we'll come all the way down onto our backs, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. From here, you can take any final movement or poses the body is needing before Shavasana. So maybe you want to take a happy baby or reclined twist. And then whenever you're ready, no rush at all, coming to lie flat on the back, letting the arms drape to the sides, and surrendering into the earth for your final resting pose. And if you have time, I encourage you to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like, but this is where we'll close class today. I hope your feet, your ankles, your lower body, it's all feeling more open. And thank you so much for practicing with me. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next time.